Hey guys, what's going on? This is Knife Standards. Today I'm going to be doing my review / overview of this knife and from Boker. This is the Atlas Backlock Sheep's Foot. You can see right there. This is quite possibly the thinnest locking knife that I've ever handled. I think it is maybe a tie with one other knife, but I actually think this is thinner. It's unbelievably thin. So we're going to get into this in just a second. First, you can follow me at Knife Standards on Instagram. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, of course, if you're not already. And you can check out my designs at knifestandards.com. I just posted a few new variations of the RR3 and the RR Station Express. Let's get this out of the way. All right, so here we go. The Boker Atlas Backlock. The name of the knife of the model is the Atlas. The blade shape is a sheep's foot. They're calling this a sheep's foot. And the backlock is the locking mechanism. You can see it right here. So you press down on that, and that disengages the lock. So this is, it almost looks like it should be a slip joint, but it is a locking knife. Now I do have kind of a soft spot for slip joints. I have this guy from Monterey Bay Knives, but there are times when you just want a locking knife, and this is not only super light, this is coming in at 1.9 ounces, but it is also unbelievably thin. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see just how thin that is compared to, let's compare it to, what do I have on the table here? We got Monterey Bay Knives Sea Otter. I mean, it can almost fit inside the Sea Otter. Crazy. Let's do another little thinness, width, thickness comparison here. Lockheed Martin. Just ridiculous. It's like almost, it's the size of a scale. It's the size of one of the scales of the Lockheed Martin. So incredibly thin. I think that's really what the really big kind of feature of this knife is. It's really pocket friendly. Easy to carry. The clip, it's not my favorite clip, but I think you're limited what you can do on a design like this. I mean, these, I don't even know if you could call them scales. They're almost like liners. These liners are so thin that for what this is, the clip works fine. Blade shape, super functional. There is a nail nick, which is this little kind of cutout. So you can kind of get your nail in there and pull it out. You can also roll it out, which I think is really cool. You normally cannot do that on a slip joint, and this is not a slip joint. So if you're wondering about blade steel, I'll go over a little bit of the specs real quick. We got, let's see. I actually have some info. So Boker has a few different brands, you know, like Boker Plus and Boker USA, et cetera, et cetera. So this is Boker Plus, made in Asia. So I'm assuming China, but it doesn't specify. A blade thickness, 0.10 inches. Wow. Blade length, 2.68. Overall length, 6.50. So it's 6.5 inches overall. And of course the weight, 1.9 ounces. Pretty light, pretty thin. This definitely is a budget knife. We'll get into the ergos and all that in a second, but definitely a budget knife. This goes for just under $50, which I think is actually a pretty good deal. You know, this, to me, this screams like putting it in like an everyday carry pack or a fanny pack or like a crossbody bag or like a fifth pocket knife. Also, if you're gonna go camping, of course you probably want a fixed blade, you want something more robust, but I feel like this is a great kind of backup camping knife. Yeah, it's surprisingly comfortable for how thin it is, but this is just under $50, and I think this is definitely a user. It's D2 steel, which is, you know, it's a budget steel, but that's kind of what you're looking at for that price range. So I think it's priced really well. I think the finish, you got the machine satin, which is fine, but the finish on the, I mean, I want to call these scales, but really, I don't know, kind of like liners. You got a lanyard hole, by the way. The finish is this kind of dark blasted and then stone washed finish. So you're not going to beat this up. I mean, it's pretty much a user finish. Lockup seems fine to me. I mean, back locks are one of, if not the sturdiest lock. You know, we got shark lock, back lock, and axis lock probably are the top 3 strongest locks. But for me, the just this kind of ease of use. I don't have to get my, because if it's this thin, do I really want it? Not that they could fit a liner in there, or you know, if it was a liner lock or a frame lock, but do I really want to fit my thumb in there? Not really. So it's nice that I can kind of get my fingers out of the way, hit the back lock, and then close it, kind of like I would a slip joint. You know, I'd get my fingers out of the way and then close it like that. So as far as ergos go, pretty comfortable for how thin it is. Is this the most comfortable knife ever? No, of course not. I mean, you can see just how incredibly thin it is. For the thickness of the knife, it feels nice in my hand. Whereas, if you're wondering what the other thinnest knife I've handled is, it is I think it's also a Vosteed. The Vosteed, is it the Parallel? No, did I make that up? Anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's a Vosteed knife. It's super thin thumb studs, and I like the design of that Vosteed knife, but it's just not comfortable in my hand. I did a quick overview of it a few months back, but this is actually more comfortable. For whatever reason, this feels better in my hand. So I think this is a cool kind of upgrade to, or at least not necessarily an upgrade, but kind of like a pivot from a slip joint, a nice alternative to a slip joint. And do I think it's worth the $47.95? I definitely do. Take a close-up look. The machine satin. The only thing that I'm not crazy about is the pivot. Yeah, I know it's a spanner, or it looks like a spanner bit, but I'd really prefer this to be Torx. It doesn't really look like I can take this apart. Not that I would want to or need to, but just how, and I haven't tried, but you know, as far as the body screws go, looks like they're pinned in there, and it's a spanner bit, so it doesn't look like it would be easy or convenient to take apart. But really, that's about it for my critique. I think this fits in kind of in the cool category, right in between a slip joint and like a fifth pocket knife. What do you guys think of this? I think they have other blade shapes also, but I like the little sheep's foot action. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment below. And if you have any questions about this, I'll do my best to answer. Again, this is in the budget category, but I think you definitely get, you know, you get more than what you're paying for. I think this is, the value is definitely there. So there we have it, the Atlas Backlock Sheep's Foot. They call it the sheep foot, but I think it's the sheep's foot. That's what I call it. And there we go. Let me know what you guys think. I'll catch you guys later.